These are the airlift airbags that I ordered for my truck. Let's take them out of the box and see what this package comes with. So out of the box, we have, these are the airbags here that go on the rear axle to provide the extra lift. This is the manual. This is a user guide. These are the upper and lower brackets for the airbags themselves. These are the plates that go on top and below the airbags, and these are the brackets that attach the airbags under the rear axle. These are all the bolts needed to attach them, and the airline that's going to be needed. So here's the section of the manual that actually lets you check and make sure all your parts are there. So I have already verified that, and I'm going to go ahead and get started on this project. So the first part of the manual just says you need to kind of put together and assemble the bags and get them ready to put on the truck. So I have them here assembled and sitting in the driveway and put on the right side so I know where to put them. And then I'm lifting up the truck because you need to go in here and take the bump stops off. So there's a brake line behind this tire that you need to move. So I'm actually jacking this up. I'm going to take the wheel off so that way I can access all of that in there much easier and make this install a much easier process. So now I have the wheel and tire removed. So there is a line back here that you have to move. This brake line, you have to pull this bracket off, and you have another bracket to put on, and then you attach also this wiring harness, and it fits in just like it was from the factory. So we have to get this removed, and then I got to get the bump stops out, and we'll be able to get the airbags at least set in the truck. This is the bump stop here that you got to remove. It's actually really useful if you use 2 screwdrivers. One screwdriver, you get it in there as far as you can. Then you stick another screwdriver in there as far as you can, and you use them both together to pry it out. It's much easier to remove the bump stop that way. All right, so now let's get started on that. So here is the airbag set in place. I don't have it all the way attached because I got to lower the truck to actually get the bolts to reach. That is the lines back there that I need to move. I've got to get all those brackets set in. You can see there that I've got the small bracket put in and the wiring harness there. So now I've got to lower the truck so I can get these bolts to reach into the holes so I can tighten them down. All right, so I have pulled the jack out. I was able to lower the truck enough to where I can get all the bolts put in and tightened down. I've got everything on these installed now, double checked, everything fit in just fine. So then I mounted the hoses in and I put 100 PSI, which is the max PSI for the bags. I maxed them out just to make sure that the lift I needed was there and everything worked good. Let me show you where I put the air hoses. So this is what it looks like with 100 PSI in the rear airbags. Definitely more lift than I need, but it's just making sure that they're holding air and everything does good. It definitely creates a lot of lift back here in the back. I installed the air valve stems right back here on each side of the license plate in the bumper. That way I could give air to each side individually the way I wanted it, and I'm probably going to put a new rear bumper on anyway. All right, so now I've actually dropped it down to 20 PSI in the rear bags, and that looks like it makes the truck set a little bit higher in the bag, not really level. I'm probably going to lower the air even more, but 20 PSI, I'm going to try driving it around like this and see what it feels like. Here's a picture of basically the airbag and all the brackets and everything that are in there, and you can see the bags aren't pushed out as far, but I think everything looks good. It went on nice and easy, really wasn't that hard of a job, and this should definitely improve any sagging or anything like that I would have with the dump trailer or the RV or anything else I have that I would pull. It's just better to have a nice level vehicle when you're pulling any kind of trailer down the road or a heavy load in the back of your truck. All right, so I really hope this video was helpful for somebody out there. If it was, would you please give me a thumbs up? Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, if you would do that, that really helps me out. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Y'all take care.